Hi there, I'm Larissa from ELCUS, which stands for English Resource Lab, keeping it simple. I've got a question for you. Do you like to break rules? I know I do, at times. But there are some times where we can't break rules. And if we're talking about English, for example, writing in academic style or formal business writing, then we can't break the rules. And so in today's video, I'm going to talk about the word abide and abide by, which is an academic phrasal verb. Yes, you're probably thinking, phrasal verbs. Can we use phrasal verbs in formal writing? Well, we can. There are a certain number of them that we can use. And in this video, that's what we're going to look at. So why don't we have a look firstly at what the word means, then we're going to have a look at some nice simple examples, followed with other prepositions that we can use with abide. So not only just abide by, can we use abide with, abide to, abide in. And then we'll have a look at a quick activity right at the end. So let's start off with what the word means. Now, the word abide is a verb. It doesn't have to take an object, but it can also take an object. In other words, abide is both transitive and it's intransitive. And what does it mean? So the word abide means to follow. It means to accept, to conform. And it even means to put up with, which is a really casual phrasal verb. To accept, to follow, to conform. Why don't we have a look at some sentences now using these words and seeing how we can flip it around to be a little bit more academic. The first three sentences, I'm going to use the verbs in their transitive state, and the last three will be their intransitive. So let's have a look. Sentence number 1. Why do I need to put up with this? In this instance, put up with is very casual, so we can simply change this to abide. Sentence number 2. Peter can't stand exploitation. Change the word stand to abide. Peter can't abide exploitation. And the third sentence, David will need to accept the manager's decision. Now, there's nothing wrong with this sentence or any of them, but to make it a bit more academic, we would change accept to abide. David will need to abide the manager's decision. Now, let's look at 3 sentences where we use abide by because these are intransitive, or the phrasal verb is intransitive. Schools need to follow the rules. Instead of follow, we would say schools need to abide by the rules. Everyone in the team is trying to accept the new policy. Instead of saying accept, we change it to abide by. And the third sentence, when you make a decision, stick to it. Now, stick to it is really casual. And here we would say, when you make a decision, abide by it. Now, when we look at the word abide in the present and the past, in the present it's abide. In the past and the past participle, we can say both abode and abided. Now, can we use the word abide with other prepositions, such as abide to, abide with, and abide in? Yes, we can. Let's have a look at some sentences. Not everyone abides to biblical teachings. Group A cannot abide with Group B. Many organisations abide in policy. Now, there's nothing wrong with any of these sentences, but if you get a little bit confused, stick with abide by, because that's the most accepted phrasal verb when we need to use abide by to mean either accept something or follow or conform. Now, to finish with, let's have a look at a quick activity in abide or abide by. Here we go. Managers think that staff should follow the rules of good project management so that their business will survive. So what do we change here? Yeah, obviously we change follow, and we use the phrasal verb abide by. Now, if you'd like to crank it up just a little bit more, make it even more academic than the way it looks now, why don't you have a go? And here's a bit of a clue. Think about, what is this passage about? Is it about managers? No. Is it about staff? Well, it sort of is, but it's really about project management rules. So maybe, why don't you try and tweak it and start with using the term project management. So pause now and come back, and then we'll have a look at it. Tick, 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 tick. Let's have a look at this sentence. Project management adopts processes that staff need to abide by for the benefit of its business. Don't panic if you didn't get that. I wouldn't expect you to. But it's a good little practice to see how we can make something even more academic. And how did I do that? Well, first of all, I've used the verb adopts. Here we have adopts instead of accept. I've used the word processes instead of rules to make it a little bit more academic. And of course, I've used the phrasal verb abide by. And there you have it. So, if you're interested in learning about English for academic purposes specifically, then hit the subscribe button and the bell and watch out for all our new videos for 2019. I'm Larissa. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.